Welcome to our press conference where we're going to talk a little bit about the Bull City Future Fund. I'm Amy Blalock. I'm the Assistant Director of Communications for the City of Durham, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all here this morning. We have 3 speakers today who are going to be sharing more information about this new fund. They're going to speak in the following order. Eric Guckian, who is the President and CEO of the United Way of the Greater Triangle. He's going to be followed by Lori O'Keefe, who is the President and CEO of the Triangle Community Foundation. And last but not least, Leonardo Williams is going to be bringing remarks, and he is the mayor for the City of Durham. After all 3 speak, then they'll be available to take any questions from our friends in the news media who are in the audience. And so with that, let's get started. Eric.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Eric Guckian, and I am the CEO of United Way of the Greater Triangle. Our mission is to invest in community-driven solutions that advance racial and economic justice. Community-driven solutions. If you are a youth-serving nonprofit or nonprofit leader, if you get up every day thinking about how to serve our youth, could you all stand up, please? This is what community-driven solutions is all about. This is what community-driven solutions is all about. I want to thank our board of directors. I want to thank our staff, particularly Jeff Howell, who really made this happen. And I want to thank all of you for being here today. This is a really big deal for our community here in Durham. And this mayor is doing amazing work and shows amazing vision to be able to know that this is, all of our youth need to be safe, seen, and celebrated. Safe, seen, and celebrated. And we will not rest until every one of our kids has that. That is a God-given right, and this mayor understands that, and this community understands that. And my colleague and friend and longtime neighbor, it takes a press conference sometimes to get us together because we're pretty busy. I want to introduce Lori O'Keefe now, who is going to be partnering with us on this initiative of the Triangle Community Foundation. Lori.
Thank you. I'm not sure who decided on the order of this, but I have to follow Eric and then I have to intro Mayor Williams. So I'm just like the commercial filler. So thank you, Eric, so much. And thank you, Mayor Williams. We are honored to be a part of this partnership. Triangle Community Foundation has been around for 40 years. We've been investing in so many important issues in our community, and certainly our youth-serving organizations that are providing support and programs for our young people is no exception. Since 2013, between our fund holders and our discretionary funds, we've invested over $30 million in organizations that are supporting our young people. But we know it's not enough. We know that there are so many organizations that could be doing so much more if they had the resources to do so. So this important fund and initiative is critical in a couple of different ways. It's providing critical support, but it's also a partnership. And it's Mayor Williams and Eric and those of us at the Triangle Community Foundation realizing not any one individual or organization or sector can do this alone, right? It takes a partnership. And so we are so happy to provide that support, and that we are thrilled that our mayor is taking the initiative to provide these additional services and resources. So thank you so much for allowing us to be here and be a part of this.
Well, thank you all for being here this morning. I know there's a lot of getting up and getting down, but if you are a youth impact organization, or if you are a youth in this room, I want you to stand up. And I want you to come up here. Come up here. Come up here. So, I don't have a lot of prepared scripts here, but I wanted to talk about why we're here today. This fund, the Bull City Future Fund, is not about gun violence. It's not about youth that are, getting in trouble. It's not about, bad behavior. It's really about creating a community and culture in which helping one another build a better, safer community for our future, which are our children, is a reality for all of us. So the philosophy behind this, and I'll tell you the philosophy and the motivation. The motivation is whenever there's someone getting shot, I get a phone call from multiple people, or Instagram message, or Facebook, or email. Mayor, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? How can I help? And I've learned that is the hardest question to ask. We get phone calls in the office. What are y'all gonna do about this gun violence? What are you gonna do about, what are you gonna do about, these kids that are needing to be in school, they're hungry? People don't look at the government and say, okay, the county does this, the city does that, the school board does this. They just want someone to help. And so I have trouble answering that question sometimes. And I also realize that hunger, poverty, gun violence, crime, those things are way too accessible. But helping to build a safer, better community for our kids in which they can grow up and just enjoy life is way too inaccessible. And I need to flip that on its head. I want to make it, in this community, as long as I'm mayor, I want to be able to set this up for mayors to come and community leaders to come to where if someone says, how can I help? You can say, this is how you can help without even hesitating.
Right.
And I want people to know that when something bad happens, they know that they have something to rely on. They have something in their community to rely on. You know what? Let me go to the fund. I want to help. Oh my gosh, this kid I just heard my neighbor's child needs school clothes and they can't afford it. Let me go to a resource that is accessible to us. But another issue is we tend to, every time we find that or we hear of a need, we try to create a new solution. But there's so many solutions out there already. We don't need to keep creating the wheels. We don't have enough axles. We got to stop creating new concepts all the time. And maybe we should just invest in organizations that are already doing the work. And that is what this is about. So whether you have $1 or $1 million, you literally can go to bullcityfuturefund.com and donate. And you would then be making a direct investment back into the youth of this community. We have to make an investment into what we want our lives to look like when we can't take care of ourselves. I know it's hard to see when we may get frail and older, but there will be professionals taking care of us. And we have to create those opportunities for our children. We have to do that now. We have to create vision for them before they can even see it. I was a teacher, and I remember I used to get phone calls from my students in the middle of the night. I'll never forget this young man called me. He said, Mr. Williams, my mom is sick and she's bleeding and I don't know what to do. And I said, have you called 911? No, I called you. So what that told me was there is trust. There's trust there. So if we can build trust in our community, I think we can create direction. I really do. I think we can create direction. So what this fund does is it removes the red tape and it makes it really simple for us to invest right back into our future, directly into our youth. Now, there will be critics. Y'all not doing anything about gun violence. Folks, gun violence is a symptom. It's a symptom of a broken community.
Right.
This is an investment in the right direction. So, I want to thank a few folks. I can't thank everybody because I just put it out there. I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is going to work, but I got to try something. I can no longer keep growing gray hairs and caring so hard about this city and not being able to do something about it. So I said, hey, let's invite some people. Let's see what happens. I just want to give folks a chance to join me in this effort to just care for our community. I didn't know all y'all was going to show up. I had no idea. I was expecting maybe about 5 people and, maybe about 3 folks in the audience. So I just want to thank a few folks for coming and just being a part of this. First, I want to thank the media. And I know y'all not used to this, but I'm going to tell you why. You guys blow my phone up on all types of stories. And I tell you, there's a 1-for-1. Whatever bad story you're going to report something good. And there was a lot going on today. The escapee in Hillsborough who was caught, and Vice President coming, which I'll be headed to the airport right after this to greet her on the tarmac. And everyone said, we're short-staffed, we can't come. And I said, I'll be dang. You will be there today. And I'm going to delay this press conference until you get there. And so I appreciate you all making those adjustments from Wake Forest, from Hillsborough, from Raleigh, and you came over here anyway, so thank you. Because we need to get this word out. We got to get the word out. I want to thank Jerome Levacy. Just not long ago, we were standing in this room, sitting on a stage, honoring the work that they do here at the Boys and Girls Club. And, I talked about this initiative to invest in our youth some time ago. And he said, yeah, I sent you an email. We'd love to host it. I did not see the email. So I searched my email and he did. He sent an email a long time ago. So thank you for hosting us today in the Boys and Girls Club and continue to do the work that you all are doing. I'm so grateful for what you all do. And just thanks for hosting us and logistically setting up everything with our city team. When I was teaching, there was another teacher down the hall named Jeff Howell. And I remember I found out that he had stopped teaching from a former mutual student of ours. He said, Mr. Howell left. And I didn't know where he went. But boy, am I glad to see where he is. Jeff Howell is my coffee shop buddy, but he works with the United Way of the Greater Triangle. And I just came up to him one day and I was like, Jeff, I want to raise $1 million, and I want to raise $1 million to invest directly back into the youth of this community. And he's like, great, when do we get started? There was no, well, what if this, what if that, or do you think we can really do it? It was like, no, let's go. And then he started calling me more than I was calling him. And I was like, well, okay, let me think about it. And while I was doing that, Derek, my special assistant to the mayor, had already reached out to Triangle Community Foundation. I was like, well, because we had just met in my office. This started after we met. And I was like, you know what? Those are two of the most credible organizations in our community. What if we actually pulled them together and we did it together? Well, they did not hesitate. And so here we are. We have this mechanism in which people can invest back into the community directly. It's going to be held accountable. It's going to be managed and administered through United Way, supported by Triangle Community Foundation. They are actually proactively reaching out to people to say, support this. And I don't think we can be in a better situation So Eric, Laura, Jeff, thank you all so much to board. Board, please stand from United Way and any other Triangle Community Foundation members here. Please stand. I also want to thank the city of Durham. I think I may have to get a few neck braces for them, the city staff, because I am quick to pull the trigger. If good news come in, I don't care if it's an hour or two. Hey, press conference, let's do it. Let's celebrate our wins. And I've become a really active mayor that, they like to put things in order, make sure it's done right, make sure it is well organized and all the boxes are checked, I's dotted, T's crossed. I don't care about any of that. I just want to do it. So I appreciate you all with your patience. Cam, thank you. Thanks for just setting all this up and making it happen. Thank you, everybody, for making this idea a reality. So City of Durham, thank you all. Communications Department, thank you. I was told by Derek to stay on message, so now I'm going to get to my message, which is really short. It's only 3 sentences. Sorry, Derek. So, as I said before, we have to do whatever it takes to make a successful life more accessible for our youth in Durham, and this is an initiative that we can do that with. With community and philanthropic support, the fund provides an opportunity for you all to play a direct role in bolstering the impact of our youth serving nonprofit organizations in the community. We have set out a goal to raise $1 million for our kids. And you can go and support this initiative at bullcityfuturefund.com. The Future Fund is just one of many efforts that I will be undertaking as mayor to support our youth and create opportunities for them. I'm not supposed to say this because we have to still organize these parts in the Future Fund. So Derek is looking at me like, don't do this, but it's going to happen. What will come out of this is we are going to get some support from the city, and we're going to facilitate a task force on the status of young black men and boys. We need to know what is happening. Why do we see young black men and boys at their highest level of the totem pole when it comes to discipline infractions, and why are they at the lowest when it comes to academic proficiency? That's the teacher in me. That is what we're going to find out, and we're going to direct resources there. Also, our kids need exposure. So why don't we think big enough? Why don't we think big? Why can't we take the kids to Durham on international field trips? So we're going to work on establishing the mayor's field trip as well, where we're going to start taking kids. It will be a process. London, you guys are going to have to follow a process. You're going to have to do community service. You're going to have to tell me how you're making your community better. You're going to have to show me how you can be the greatest ambassador of your community. I'm talking to the youth out there. Show me how you can be the greatest ambassador of your community doing good. And you will be eligible to start joining us on the mayor's field trip. We're going to look at sister cities around the world, and we're going to start planning those. That is why we need $1 million. But $1 million is just arbitrary. I hope that we can raise millions. This is a direct investment into the youth of Durham. So I want to thank everybody for being here today. I want to thank you all for taking a chance on an idea. But you know what? Every amazing event started with just an idea. So Bull City Future Fund, I want you all to go to that website. And lastly, I know you've heard me talk about this a lot. And now I'm ready to tell you why. Durham is dope. Durham is dope because we can do things like this. Durham is dope because we can care about our kids and do something about it. Durham is dope because we can love our neighbor. We can care for our neighbor. We can do for our neighbor. Durham is dope is because we can identify our problems and work together to overcome them. This is an innovative city, but it's a city of culture. It's a city of culture, from Black Wall Street to current day Main Street. It's one of the best places to be in America. It's the #1 place to raise kids as a millennial family. It was number 14 out of 30,000, but now it's the number 6 best run city in America out of 30,000 cities and towns. The fact that we have the audacity to come together and raise $1 million to directly invest back into our children, that's why Durham is dope. And dope is cool for my generation. And I hope that everybody looks up the Urban Dictionary and join me on that. It was a little controversial. Durham is dope is something that I'm personally pushing. It's not the city of Durham for anyone. Is my taxpayer money paying for that? No. It's just something to be proud about because we have a lot of reasons to be proud. And a lot of folks have asked me, where's my t-shirt? Where's my t-shirt? So what I've done is I've partnered with We Shift Culture, a local brand agency out of Hayti community, and we're gonna push this. We're gonna have events, we're gonna raise money, we're gonna sell t-shirts, and those proceeds, many of the proceeds are gonna go right on over here to the Bull City Future Fund. Everybody will be able to contribute. So I hope that you would join me also going to durhamisdope.com and being a part of the movement. So that being said, I want to thank y'all for coming out today. And I'm going to give out a few of these shirts to a few people. Durham is innovative, Durham is the future, Durham is creative, Durham is strong, Durham is home, Durham is dope. Thank you all so much. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Oh, questions? Any questions? Media, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes. I'm gonna try and answer that question, but it will be administered out. So basically, is it the first 200,000? I'm gonna ask Jeff to answer that question. So the first 200,000, we'll raise 200,000 first, and then from that, which I missed the whole point here, the first 200,000 will start, once we raise 200,000, starting January 1st, we'll start disbursement, but there will be an application process. So there's an application, once you go to bullcityfuturefund.com, you'll be able to apply. Once we hit the first $200,000 mark, we'll start those disbursements, but the amount per organization will be scaled based on the organization size, based on, just what, the idea is to invest in existing organizations to help you not only have to, be cash strapped to do the things you're doing, but also expand what you're already doing. More of the philosophy behind this is invest in existing organizations to help you expand. And my hypothesis is, if you have 20 kids that you're working with, if you only had more resources, maybe you could have 30 kids. And the more kids that you embrace, the less kids we're gonna have on the streets. The less kids we're gonna be bored.
Another follow-up question to that. I've had the privilege of having a daughter who has participated in COOP and has participated in Village of Wisdom, and there's a couple of things that you said that you're currently doing. One of those things that you said you wanted to develop is a mayor's field trip. And then you just said that you wanted to take those funds and invest it in things that are already going on. COOP is someone who's already doing that. Will the mayor's field trip also come from this fund, or is this a separate fund of money?
Right, so as far as being established?
Yes.
Right, yeah, so we're gonna have $1 million. That's the goal, to raise $1 million. Some concepts in that will be the task force, the field trip, but majority of the funds are to invest in existing organizations.
So are we reinventing the wheel by doing a mayor's field trip? If we already have a program that's established, we have a good model that's done it, should we just take that and filter it to that instead of the mayor's field trip?
That's a possibility.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe kind of like with Durham's dope shirt. I know the Village of Wisdom, I've had the opportunity to donate and buy shirts from them. Are we reinventing something else instead of really supporting the people who are on the ground and taking this
Let me be clear. This supports exactly the organizations that are doing the work. Now, it doesn't have to be just one field trip.
Right.
There could be multiple.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Right.
and that's what this is. That's what this is going to do. So this fund is to support the work that's already been out there and to do even more.
Well, I'm excited to see what happens. I look forward to meeting you. I had the opportunity to stop by your office and
Yes.
also call. I haven't had a follow up, but would love to have that opportunity to continue this conversation. Great work to you guys. I know a couple of people who work with you all, Ashley, Ascot, definitely one of them that work very well. So we are looking forward to continuing.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Thank you.